What's inside the minds of the next generation of dairy leaders? Well, we found out last week at the National Holstein Convention, where we sat down with 3 young leaders in the National Junior Holstein Association. These are members of the Junior Advisory Committee, and they are helping shape the future of the organization while representing thousands of junior members nationwide. Through leadership, service, and a whole lot of dedication, they're proving that the next generation is already making an impact. Mykel Mull from California, Cayden Bursiek from Ohio, and Ainsley Sellers from Pennsylvania talk about what inspired each of them to get involved, what they're learning through serving in national leadership, how the Junior Advisory Committee gives young people a voice within the association, and why programs like these matter so much for developing tomorrow's dairy leaders. Whether you're raising the next generation on your farm, involved in youth programs yourself, or simply want a glimpse of what our industry is headed for, I think this conversation will leave you optimistic and inspired too. So let's head to National Holstein Convention to hear from Mykel, Cayden, and Ainsley. Welcome to the Up-Level Dairy Podcast. This is the podcast for dairy producers and professionals who are committed to moving our industry forward. I'm Peggy Coffeen, and each week we bring you the leaders, the lessons, and real-world stories from the people who have built the dairy business we know today and those who are shaping its future. Join us on the journey by following Up-Level Dairy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and subscribe at upleveldairy.com to get new episodes and our Dairy Insights blogs right in your inbox. Well, we are here at the National Holstein Convention, and I am sitting down with 3 of the Junior Advisory Committee members for the National Junior Holstein Association, or as you like to call yourselves, the JACs, the JACs, the JACs of all trades. I have Ainsley from Pennsylvania, Cayden from Ohio, and Mykel from California. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I want to take a minute to get to know each of you a little bit, because we're talking to 3 young leaders in the dairy industry from across the country in this conversation today. And Ainsley, if you could kick us off, tell me a little bit about yourself and your dairy background.
Yeah, so I'm Ainsley Sellers. I'm from Pennsylvania. I grew up on a small 60-cow dairy operation with all Holsteins. So from there, I was involved in stuff like FFA, 4-H, and Junior Holstein Club. And so I've grown up just showing dairy cows my whole life and being involved in programs like speeches and Dairy Jeopardy and Dairy Bowls. So that's pretty much me. But now I get to be on JAC committee and then serve the youth. So I'm really excited.
Excellent. And so you have 1 year in and another year left of your term?
Yep, 1 year in, and then next year is our final year.
All right. And let's hear from your other teammates. Cayden, tell us a little bit about you.
Hello, my name is Cayden Bursiek. I'm from Helena, Ohio. I grew up on my parents' and grandparents' registered brown Swiss farm, actually. We milk 60 registered brown Swiss with a couple Holstein, couple Ayrshire, a couple Jersey running around there, here and there, all registered, obviously. We like to focus on the type side of things. I've grown up showing cows and just being in the show ring at all times. I was active in programs like FFA, 4-H, and obviously now Junior Holstein, serving on the JAC committee.
And Mykel, let's hear from you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mykel Mull. I am from Chowchilla, California, which is basically dead center in the middle of our crazy state, but definitely a dairy hub on the West Coast that you never would have imagined. My dairy story looks a little bit different. Actually, my grandparents milked registered Guernseys, Holsteins, and Jerseys until 2009, and they sold. And at the time I could join 4-H, I bought my first replacement heifer alongside my goat herd, actually. And then in 2019, my parents decided to go ahead and open their own small facility without COVID coming our way that we didn't know about. So we ended up closing in 21. I kept a few registered Holsteins on the side, still breed to this day, just a few. And then outside of that, I've also stayed involved in multiple youth activities, from Dairy Bowl to Dairy Jeopardy to even our state grilled cheese contest that I help host every single year. So being able to stay involved, everyone's dairy story looks a little bit different. So never let that be a discourager for you.
And why don't you hold on to the mic there, Mykel? What a fun combination of stories that the 3 of you have, in ways that you've been brought up in the dairy industry, and very diverse, not just in where you are from, but in your experiences, whether it was with Holsteins, brown Swiss, with some dairy goats in there as well. And truly, that's to me, when I think about the Junior Holstein Association, is it just brings so many youth together. And you all have a common passion, and that's the Holstein cow that's at the heart of that. And we talk about you being National Junior Advisory Committee members. And so, Mykel, what does that mean? For someone that has never heard of that role, can you describe that?
I would describe the Junior Advisory Committee mainly as a compassionate young group of individuals that are almost entering their adult era in the association. That's primary focus is the youth and their upgrowing to become the leaders that we need tomorrow in our dairy industry. There are 6 of us on the committee total, 4 representing various areas around the country, and then 2 that just serve as at-large members that cover the entire United States. And our primary goal is to just take those opportunities and ideas from youth across the country, no matter if you come from a big state or a small state member-wise, bring those to the table and give everybody an opportunity to flourish within the Holstein breed.
It's great, Mykel. Cayden and Ainsley, Cayden, what would you add to that?
So with these group of people, when I first met them, I was kind of a little shy, but as of this past week, I would call these people my family. They really have grown closer to me in ways that other friends maybe haven't because of our close bond and shared passion for the Holstein cow, man. Just the growth and connection that we have working together to expand the likeness of the association, everything that we can do to make the association better and hear all of our members across the country, hear what they have to say, hear what they think maybe we could change about the organization, and just continue to grow overall.
Natalie. And Ainsley?
Yeah, they said it pretty much beautifully, but just to add to that, like, it's just 6 like-minded, passionate individuals about Holstein cows, and we just help plan things, help take other ideas just to get more membership and involvement, and it's just growing up. Like, you would just go to these events as little kids and you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. There's just such cool things to do here. And now that we're helping run things, like, we just want to make sure that those kids are having the same, like, experiences and memories that we got as little kids. So we just want to keep them involved and that they can have the same opportunities we had.
And so when you talk about those opportunities, one of them is right where we're at here today, the National Junior Holstein Convention. National Junior Shows, Holstein Shows is on your plate, correct? And other national contests that don't even take place here, like virtual job interview and others. What am I missing? What should people know that Junior Holsteins offers that you've been a part of overseeing for the last year?
It's not just all about the competitions here. Like, that's a big thing that we do, but it's just kind of like the skills that you're building, like all the interview contests and the speaking contests. Like, they're just building up your confidence and just your public speaking skills, which everyone needs around here. Like, that's always something that you can build on. You never are going to have enough public speaking skills. And so I just think that, along with just the connections that people make here, I just think that's also as important as the competitions that you're going to be a part of.
And the 3 of you are so articulate and well-spoken that all of those public speaking opportunities are paying off. And so you also have had an opportunity not just to serve the youth in this organization, 21 and under, our Junior Holstein membership, but also to learn from each other and to learn about dairy in your respective areas. And as we touched on before, it's a very diverse collection of youth that the 3 of you represent. And so for you, Ainsley, what's one thing that you've learned about the dairy industry by having these interactions with other juniors from across the country and even adult membership that's from across the nation as well?
I was going to say the biggest thing I've probably learned is that everyone comes from, like, very different sizes of, like, farms. Like, some people are coming from 10 cows that they milk or a farm of 10,000. But everyone has the same kind of ideas. Like, everyone loves Holsteins. Everyone loves the industry that we're in, and they all want to give back. And that's why we're all here, because we all love this place. Yeah.
Cayden?
So for me, what I've learned for sure about, like, this group of people and, like, some of the people I met, especially at our recent networking event we just had, if you let the Holstein cow take you places, it can shape your whole future. If you talk to people and maybe step out of your comfort zone sometimes, that could be a person you spoke with who could be your boss for 40 years in the future and could make sure you are thriving in life, because that is the opportunities that come with the Holstein cow. There's so much to do in this industry, from nutrition to classification. As working for Holstein, there's so many employees here as well. And just the networking connections you build are unmatched. You can talk to anyone you can walk up and introduce yourself, and you're not going to feel like you're left out or someone doesn't really like you. They don't want to talk to you. No, they're going to give you that time of their day because they never know what impact you might have on them down the line.
That's great. And Mykel, how about you? How's your perspective of dairy expanded and grown just by being around these two sitting on the couch with you today and the membership of SEAN?
I would say my perspective has grown way further than I could ever have believed as the 10-year-old child that came to her first National Holstein Convention. That person was a shy individual who wouldn't talk to absolutely anybody. I can't even say I met a single friend other than my California friends when I came to my first convention. So the thing I've learned the most from others is be open-minded, network like Cayden said. You never know who you're going to meet and the opportunities that are going to open up. But past that too, you're also learning things about, going off of what Ainsley said, about different farms, sizes, different environments, feeds, anything you possibly can imagine, because out where we're at, 10,000 cow dairies are common. You come back east and we're in tie stall barns and learning how to navigate the cold rather than the dry heat. So you never know what one simple conversation is going to teach you, but the Holstein cow can take you places that you never thought you would ever be.
Oh, that's great. And why don't you hold on to that, Mykel? You know, when you think about the three of you sitting here, you are leaders in the Junior Holstein Association. You are the ones that the younger members look up to. But I'm curious to know, who's a dairy leader who has really impacted you? Someone that you admire, aspired to be like, or has really left an impression on you? Mykel?
Throughout my junior Holstein journey, in California, it's very important for us, being one of the dairy capitals in the United States, to navigate and get to meet those connections, like I said. So our junior advisors make it a priority to take us out on field, do different kinds of tours, and get to learn firsthand at facilities what our dairy industry's primary focus is. So one of my favorite tours throughout the years has always been going to Agritech Analytics, so one of the companies that Holstein Association USA owns in Visalia, California. And I would say the dairy leader I probably look up to the most too there that I've learned so much from is Tony Allen. He's one of those people that is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to any kind of dairy production, record-keeping systems, and all of the above. But outside of him just being a Holstein employee, he truly has a heart for finding youth and help them navigate through the hardships in life, whether it's career building or you just needing somebody to talk to. He's always somebody who's there and willing to help you in your future.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And Cayden, who's the leader that you've looked up to?
So for me, rather leaders, these people come from a small town in Wisconsin named Shawano, and they are more on the side of the dairy industry that I am on, the show side. And being at the shows, I had the very great privilege to meet Kyle and Kenzie, Barton, and Ulmer. They're going to be married this year. But these people, to me, have become closer than most. I've worked for them at various shows throughout the country in the past year. And some people, when you work for them, it's obviously all about the cows. And yeah, the focus is on the cows. But teaching you the life lessons that you need to grow as a person and have those lessons that and stories that you can tell down the road to maybe your family one day and help them to grow as well. Like Kyle and Kenzie have just always been there for me, and they're great people. They know what to do with the cows. They're great with the cows, and the lessons they taught me have just been, so amazing.
What is a lesson that sticks with you from them?
A lesson that sticks with me from them is at the end of the day when you're choring and you have a lot of top lines to wash out, and you are really tired, just stick through it because you don't want the heifer's hair to fall out. I know that may seem really weird, but cattle care is something that they have taught me, evaluate or switching off of that, like the cattle care that they show towards those animals, the quality of those animals that they've taught me to have within my own. It really has changed the way I look at the care of quality in animals.
Yeah. And, as you think about that bigger picture of what you learned from washing out top lines when you're tired and want to be done, it's follow through till the end.
Yep.
Details matter.
Oh, yeah.
And you're never done, right? Just because the show's done and the award's been handed out, you're not done yet, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Life lessons right there.
For sure.
Ainsley, I bet there are some dairy leaders who have left a pretty strong impression on you too. Who might that be?
Yes, so this past summer, I've had the opportunity to work at Oakfield Corners, and I've been really just fortunate to see how Jonathan and Alicia Lamb have been leaders in our industry. I can just see how passionate they are and just the hard work that goes into their dairy operations, and it really inspires me. But my favorite thing is that they give back to their community and that they're so involved in this industry and giving back to the juniors. I know this summer I had the opportunity to help out in one of the Batavia Mud Dogs games, and we were handing out cheese and just giving back at the ag community night. And I was just like, oh, this is just so much fun just to be able to give back to people. And I was like, this is what I would want to do. Like, I want to give back to the juniors and the community because I feel like it's good to just tell people about what we do and just to give back because we're fortunate enough to.
Oh,
Yes. So
what a great leader or great pair of leaders that you are learning from this summer and learning by their own actions. And so you have been in Junior Holsteins, the three of you, for quite some time. I know some of you, this is your 9th convention, Mykel, and Ainsley and Cayden, numbers 3 and 4. But Junior Holstein has been a pretty big impacting part of your youth and your development into the young people that you are. What program has impacted you the most and how so? Ainsley?
yeah. Like I was going to say, probably like the speaking contests. I really do like them, but especially extemporaneous. I feel like it's really fun to just not have to prepare anything. You just show up, you do your topic, and then you just make something up and go with it. You just have to be confident, and you just have to be able to just talk on your feet. And I just feel like it's a very good skill to learn just to be able to make up some stuff on the fly. Not just make up, but like,
Well, look
know what you're talking about. And
yeah, look at you. You just roll right with it. See? I see how your skills are paying off.
just try. But
Cayden, how about you? What programs impacted you the most?
Probably as of recent, I only have done it 1 year, but I got a lot from it. The virtual job interview contest. I actually competed in that this past year, and I was 3rd place out of all the intermediates. And I was so scared. Like, I had my suit on, and I was like in front of my Zoom camera, like, oh gosh, what are they gonna ask me? Some crazy question. And I got to meet with my judge, who actually was the scorekeeper for Jeopardy today, Anne-Marie Magnocci, and she was awesome. And kind of building those resume skills, and furthermore, just talking to people, like having people that you've never talked to in your life and having those conversations with them. It can be very nerve-wracking, and through the computer screen, I guess it kind of helped me a little bit to calm my nerves, and then having interviews in real life with actual, like being face-to-face with someone, definitely a little bit different. But having to build that cover letter, having to build the resume, and then having to talk to those people about their Holstein journey, and then explain mine to really help me grow in my speaking skills.
Well, you guys are doing great with your speaking skills. We can see that today. Mykel, how about you?
I would say out of everything I've done, it's honestly really hard to pick just the one. So for me, there's probably 2 that stick out more to myself. One of the more basic things you hear when you talk about Holstein activities is Dairy Bowl and Dairy Jeopardy. But for me, Dairy Jeopardy has really put me to the test. Being a more independent person, it was the environment that I thrived in. But at the same time, it's a luck of the draw and a luck of the game. You never know what you're going to get thrown at. You can study, you can prepare, you can have all these ambitions and goals, but it depends on that day, that game, and how it all plays out for you. And at the end of the day, it's taught me that if you get in a hole, there's a way to always get out, no matter how far down you are. And at the same time, like, you have to believe in yourself and have patience and take the time you need to primarily focus on whatever your goal is for that day. And outside of that, too, as a person who is planning to work within media and press releases and journalism, that side of things, being able to chair our state banner the last couple of years has allowed me to connect with younger youth and allow me, as well as them, to tap into their more creative side, showcasing our state and all the youth members that we have to leave back home that don't necessarily compete in all the contests, but still have a place in our organization, regardless if they're here in Orlando or not.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And while you have the mic there, where do you see your role in your future And is it in the dairy industry?
I would say my primary focus is the dairy industry. Like I said, my plans to go into media, whether it's the photography or videography side of things, or it's writing press releases and media for consumers as well as producers. I think there's a gap in our industry where producers still have questions for consumers and consumers want answers from our producers. So being able to be that happy medium person between both of them is one of my primary goals.
And what year are you in school?
I just finished my sophomore year at Modesto Junior College in California, and I will be transferring to Fresno State University in the fall as a junior.
Well, we'll be watching you in your future in photography, videography, communications. Cayden, what does your future in the dairy industry look like? Where are you at in your schooling, and where do you see yourself going from here?
So I just graduated high school. I'm like halfway done with my associate's degree in arts that I'm going to finish because I did College Credit Plus through the state of Ohio, which is basically free college through high school, taking those online classes. I'm actually not entering a dairy major. I am going to a 2-year college in Toledo called Mercy College of Ohio, which is a private Catholic school, where I'll be entering the field of radiologic technology to become a board-certified x-ray technologist. I don't think I can really use that on the animal side of things, but I would still like to be active in showing cows and marketing and breeding high-quality genetics for sure in the show side of things.
Awesome. You know, Cayden, somebody told me once, a long, long time ago, probably when I was a college student, there's a lady speaking to a group of us, and I remember her saying, one of the most powerful things you can do for the dairy industry is to work outside a bit. Because everything that you're learning, you will bring to an entirely new group of people. And so even if your role day to day isn't in dairy, you're still representing the industry with the way that you carry yourself and the lessons you take with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And Ainsley, what does your future look like? Is dairy part of it?
So I just finished my sophomore year at Penn State University, and that is the $1 million question. I think about that a lot, but I'm not exactly sure what my path is. I know it's going to be in the dairy industry somewhere, but I would like to have more of a hands-on career. And right now there's something that I'm interested in. It's more like the reproductive and genetic side of things. But like Cayden said, I want to just stay involved with my home farm with the showing cows and just breeding for type and just continuing my own herd.
Yeah. Well, an exciting future for you, especially with repro and genetics in that field of the dairy industry. And so the three of you have shared with us your stories, your experiences in Junior Holsteins as junior advisory committee members. And I have 3 short answers to wrap up our conversation today. And so, Ainsley, I'm going to have you knock out all these at once, all right?
Okay.
So first question for you. What's one piece of advice that you would give your 12-year-old self?
Okay, so if I could go back to my 12-year-old self, I would tell myself to just talk to everybody and just take every opportunity I could, because like we were saying, like when we were younger, like we were just really shy. And like if I saw myself like now as a kid, I'd be like, there's no way that I'm talking to everybody and I'm at this point in life. But like I just started doing competitions and speaking, and I got more comfortable. So I would say just take every opportunity, because you never know where you're going to end up, and you never know what doors are going to open up for you. So yeah, take every opportunity you can.
Why don't you hold on?
Oh yeah, sorry.
And okay, short answer question number 2. Would you rather be in the show ring or backfitting in the barn?
Personally, I would rather be in the show ring. I don't really think my skills in like fitting are what people want, so they probably don't want me doing that. They would probably have me on the halter. I'm a lot better at showmanship than I am at like clipping and getting top line set up. So yeah.
All right. And last question, what is one country song that would best describe your first year as a JAC?
Okay, so definitely for this week, I would think like Luke Bryan's like sunrise, sunburn, sunset, repeat.
Oh, I could sing too.
Oh yeah, I just thought we had to do that. But like, we were up pretty early this morning, and then we were up late last night, and then we're gonna be up again late tonight because we just have to keep the party rolling for all these junior members. We just gotta make sure everything goes crazy. But even though it's long hours, it's a lot of fun. So I recommend JAC for everybody.
Thanks, Ainsley. And Cayden, last 3 short answer questions for you. Number 1, what's the piece of advice you'd give 12-year-old Cayden?
12-year-old Cayden was like really crazy and not shy. He would talk to a lot of people, but he didn't know anything about Junior Holstein in Ohio. It was a state that kind of recently, shout out Sarah Thomas, has been brought back to conventions. And I didn't learn about Junior Holstein activities till I was about 14 years old. So I would definitely say reach out about Junior Holstein activities.
I like that. And okay, would you rather showing in the show ring or fitting in the barn?
I think I'd rather be back fitting. I'm not setting any top lines, but I like to shine them, and I like to get everything clean and tidy almost before show day, like OCD kind of person. But I'd rather be fitting because if I'm on the strap, I'm always scared I'm going to mess up, and I kind of get overwork myself. But not necessarily doing like the main fitting, but helping out a little bit behind the scenes.
Awesome. And last question, what's the one country song that describes your first year as a JAC?
So I talked about this with them, but I don't know who sings the song, but it's like, you gotta find your people, the one that makes you feel all right.
Wow. Okay. You guys are really into the singing part.
Yeah. That means Mykel has to sing too. Anyways, I don't know who makes that song, but that song is really good because these 6 individuals just through this week, we've just grown so close together. And I cherish that. I think I will cherish that forever.
Awesome. All right, take us home. Our last 3 wrap-up questions. All right, what's the one piece of advice that you would give 12-year-old Mykel?
So bouncing a little bit off of Ainsley's answer, at 7, like I said, I was involved in 4-H and FFA pretty heavy, but I did my first 4-H speech at 7 at our little presentation day on the 8 essential nutrients in milk, and that was Mykel's first time ever talking to anybody besides her family because I was forced to do it. But you know what? I thought it would be a rewarding opportunity, but I had a judge that told me I wouldn't and couldn't be anything in the industry I wanted to strive in. So at that point, I went in my shell and I didn't say anything. So if I had to go back to my 12-year-old self, I would have never argued with my state advisor to do a public speaking contest because I know my voice is necessary and it is needed in this industry. So I wish I could go back in time and do speeches more so at a younger age and get myself more out there than I did at that point.
Oh, well, you have developed into a wonderful speaker and are doing great things for the industry already. And okay, would you rather in the show ring or fitting in the barn?
Personally, I would say probably fitting in the barn, even though I'm not by any means your D1 level fitter. I am more of your sidelines and night crew kind of girl. But if I had to pick, fun fact about me, I have a really bad shoulder and my tendon jumps over the top of my shoulder blade. So showing cows for Mykel is not the most ideal situation in the world. But I think being back in the barn, even just to be able to fluff tails and be there when help is needed is probably the biggest priority for me.
All right, and last question. What's been your theme song this year?
I would say my theme song for not only the days here at convention, but getting to meet with my team back in Ohio last month. I would say that These Are My People by Rodney Atkins, because not only are they my people, but at the same time...
How does that song go?
I'm blanking, honestly.
These are my people.
Yeah, there you go.
This is where I take.
All right. And yes, the song says these are where I come from, but that doesn't mean a specific location geographically. That just means the people that back you and the industries that support you along the way. So these are my people, and this is where I come from, and that's the best way to describe my experience in Junior Holstein.
Aw, what an incredible trio the 3 of you are of Junior Advisory Committee members, young leaders. You've now completed your first year serving the organization at this national level. You have 1 more to go. And Mykel, Cayden, Ainsley, thank you so much for sitting down with me today here at National Holstein Convention.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Up Level Dairy Podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure to follow the show, share this episode with your friends in the dairy community, and leave a review. At Up Level Dairy, we are here to highlight the leaders, the lessons, and the real-world experiences that are shaping the future of our dairy industry. Find more by following us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for behind-the-scenes content and upcoming guests. And subscribe at upleveldairy.com to get new episodes and our Dairy Insights blogs right in your inbox. inbox. I'm Peggy Coffeen, and until next time, keep on learning, keep on leading, and keep up-leveling your dairy.